It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, good morning to you. It's Thursday. We're making our way through the week as we do, and we want to start with some news this morning.
Yeah, the Springfield Public School District can be sued in civil court by a former Central High School student who was sexually assaulted at school. The lawsuit claims that the school district knew a stairwell at Central High was an area where illegal activities took place, but they did not put a camera there. That stairwell is where a student was assaulted in 2018. A Greene County judge just denied a request from the district to be dropped from that lawsuit. A barbecue food truck is up and running again, but only after a pretty costly fix by the business owner. The Mean Grillers barbecue truck was hit by thieves, stealing power cords to sell the copper inside of them. The owner had to install replacement cords to power the truck, which is located on South Glenstone near Grand Street.
Today is the last day of the heat advisory for the Springfield area. It doesn't mean it's not going to be hot, just not as hot. It's been in effect, that heat advisory, since Monday. Temperatures have been in the 90s, but as you know, if you've been outside, that they feel more like they're more than 100 degrees. We still have not actually hit 100 degrees, though, this year, but we still have about another month or so to get there, because the last time we hit 100 degrees in the Springfield area was August 20 of last year. So we still got at least 3 more weeks of potential.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Saying there's a chance. The University of Missouri is getting rid of its Division of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, effective August 15. The move to get rid of the controversial program is becoming common in other states and at other universities. University of Arkansas, for example, ended its DEI program last year. The University of Missouri's president said, quote, "It's important that we do not become an institution that excludes in the name of inclusion." Missouri lawmakers were threatening public money if the program were to continue.
Southwest Missouri's newfangled intersection is up and running. It is on 160 in Nixa, right there at CC. The continuous flow intersection, as it's called, includes an early left turn for people driving south on 160 and then going east onto CC. Some parts of that intersection are a little different, so be careful if you are driving through there, and just know that it's a different traffic pattern. Christian County is moving a defunct bridge to its new county government campus on Highway 14 in Ozark. The one-lane Green Bridge was built in 1912 and deemed unsafe for vehicles back in January. A new bridge is going to be built right next to where Green Bridge was and should be finished next summer. So relocating the old Green Bridge to the government complex will be paid for by COVID money. How about that? It'll be part of a walking trail there on the 40-acre campus.
Of course, it'll be paid for by COVID money.
You got to spend it. It's a good way to spend it.
That's
I'm
one
all
of the
about
things.
the trail
that's one of the
systems.
things that we do wrong in America. And businesses do it because if your department gets money, you feel like if you don't spend it, I'm not going to get as much next year. So you spend it on whatever, even though you don't need it. We've got that problem in our country. Because that's the situation. If they don't spend it, they lose it. So let's move a bridge. I mean, I'm not saying the bridge shouldn't be moved, but I'm just saying that money is there and it has to be spent.
Yes.
And it's been years since COVID. All right, I digress. The Springfield area unemployment rate went up in the month of June. It jumped to 3.8% in June from 3.6% in May. The Springfield area includes Christian, Greene, Dallas, Polk, and Webster counties, in case you're wondering. Other major metro areas across the state also saw higher unemployment last month, so it was kind of a pattern statewide. And the Federal Reserve left interest rates unchanged yet again. Some were hoping for a rate cut, but inflation continues to be too high for that. The Fed indicated that the first rate cut in more than 4 years could, in fact, happen later this year. We'll see. I would guess right before the election, but I'm a cynic. Springfield is getting another 7 Brew coffee in South Springfield. This one will be in the parking lot of Gabe's, which used to be Hobby Lobby, right? You know where that is.
I do.
Right outside the mall on Battlefield. It will be 7 Brew location number 7 in Springfield. The city could get 2 more stores in the next year or two, and Ozark and Republic are also on tap to get their own 7 Brews. So
7 Brews are taking over.
It's in Arkansas.
It seems anecdotally that they are busier than Starbucks these days. So
we were just in Kansas, in Wichita. No, I was in Topeka, and maybe Wichita had them, but I know Topeka did. So yeah, it's an Arkansas company, and it's growing quickly, man.
It is. All right. This is a fun little story. A baby goat was stolen from the Ozark Empire Fair petting zoo on Tuesday night and quickly returned. So like a day later, Springfield police put out the all call on X, and lo and behold, the baby goat was back. Officers explained that the goat would not survive without its mother. And sure enough, the goat was returned. All is well. The owner is not pressing charges. So we are happy to see the good news. By the way, the fair continues. It is wrapping up before too long. It ends on Saturday. So if you want to get out to the Ozark Empire Fair, now is your shot. Also, this Saturday, you can join in on a 1-hour tour in downtown Springfield to explore Springfield's founding, growth, and most notable history right where it took place. This is going to be pretty cool. You can learn about Wild Bill Hickok's shootout on the square, Route 66, Trail of Tears, and so much more. Again, that's this Saturday at 10 a.m. on the square. $15 per person for museum members and patrons, and then $20 per person for non-members. But just a cool way to get to know Springfield's history. And they'll tell you probably more than you ever knew, because we just, kind of in passing know that those things happened here, but they will go into much more detail. So I think that is pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn about for sure. And I'd like to do that. We'll have to set up a time to do that walking tour. Maybe a little warm on Saturday. I don't know, but it would be a fun thing to do.
Yes. Also, we want to remind you of the Around the Ozarks ball game coming up at the Springfield Cardinals on August 9th. It is the ultimate date night, and there will be prizes to boot. So don't forget to come out and join us on that night. And then also a different competition. If you go to aroundtheozarks.com and click on contest, you can enter to win a really cool contest. We are doing some giveaways for the anniversary of our podcast, and then Abby Dyer, who does Wake Up Weather.
Yep.
And we are giving away, let me read all the things. One person will get a $50 gift card to Jim's Steakhouse, a $50 gift card to Alamo Drafthouse Cinema, and a 4-pack of passes to Wonders of Wildlife.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is a full day, a date day with the family, if you want to do it that way, or with your friends. Take whoever you want. But it's going to be great. So check it out right now and enter to win at aroundtheozarks.com.
Super easy to enter to win. We give away great prizes there, so you should be on aroundtheozarks.com on a regular basis. You can also get the app for your smartphone and check it out there. And then beyond the contests that are great, and you can enter a lot of them, we also have the events calendar to tell you what's going on coming up over the weekend. You can see what's coming up next week, next month, whenever you want to look at to see what's happening that you and your family might want to be part of.
Very good. All right. Thanks for joining us, and we hope to see you back here tomorrow morning.
See ya.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Thursday. It's the month of August somehow across the Ozarks, and it feels like it. First day of August, and we are waking up with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s as of 5 a.m. Yeah, when that's our starting time temperature, you know it's going to be a hot one. I have a high temp around 97 degrees again. Heat index value up closer to 110 with heat advisories in place. So find a way to beat the heat if you have to be outside today. These are kind of like the days that I just avoid being outdoors because it's just so humid on top of the heat, really oppressive to be outside for any extended period of time. Warm to start, and of course that means another scorcher ahead. We've got heat advisories for everybody through about 7 p.m. this evening. There is a small chance for rain in the forecast today, but it's limited, only for our far northern counties, and it's just about a 30% chance for some showers. There is a frontal boundary kind of sweeping up to our north all the way through portions of southeastern Kansas and then up through northern Missouri and Iowa. It's our northern counties that have the best chance for the isolated rain, and it's actually the Great Lakes region that has the best opportunity for thunderstorms across the country today with some risk of severe weather. Heat headlines, well, they're out there today, and I may need to see the heat headlines extended through the weekend forecast. It's looking like a very hot and humid forecast for us this week as well, as temperatures look to remain up in 90s. Heat index values may get a little bit better for tomorrow and Saturday, but still feeling like 100 with high temperatures landing in the low 90s likely. Today, we're in the upper 90s, 97, my forecasted high temperature for the Springfield region. Tomorrow, it's slightly cooler back to about 95, and then we'll still be in the low 90s for highs on Saturday with heat index values up in the triple digits. I've been giving you all of these kind of heat safety reminders all weekend long or all week long, and now all weekend long, we still need to continue them. Another thing I wanted to mention for you was pet safety. Never, of course, leave your pets in a parked car in this type of heat. Watch the humidity as well. It can also be very stressful on our dogs and cats and our animal friends to be out in the humidity for an extended period of time. Maybe the dogs don't need their normal walk because the heat is hard enough on their bodies. Provide ample shade, plenty of water if they're going to be outdoors, and don't rely on a fan to cool them down. Watch out for hot pavement as well. You see a lot of folks walking the dogs in the morning and in the evening to prevent burned paws on the sidewalks. Around the country, what's making headlines today? Well, spoiler alert, it's the dangerous heat. It's just out there for everybody, not just us here in the Ozarks. We have dangerous heat that expands all the way from the plains to the Mississippi Valley, all the way into the southeast. There are just heat headlines up and down the middle part of the country. We also have heat that's building again out west. And at the same time, there's severe weather and a flash flood risk for parts of the northern plains. I mentioned that area for parts of the Great Lakes this afternoon with the potential for some severe storms. So there is still some activity across the country in terms of active weather. It's not only heat and humidity that's taking all of the headlines. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia question for the day. The question that I left you with yesterday, on average, what is the hottest month of the year for the contiguous United States? And the options were A, June, B, July, C, August, or D, September. And it is actually last month now. July is typically the hottest month of the year. When you take all the averages from around the country, that's highs and lows. Good news, it's August, still hot for us here, but at least the trend will be to start cooling things off as we get a little bit closer to fall. All right, here's a question for tomorrow. According to the Tall Tale, what did Pecos Bill throw over a tornado that ended up in Texas? What do you think he threw over? Do you think it was A, a blanket, B, a lasso, C, a bucket, or D, a net? Do you know this tall tale? Would you like to take a guess? You can do that at aroundtheozarks.com. All correct answers are entered to win a $20 gift card to Scooters Coffee. So head on over to the website to enter our contest. Thanks so much to Scooters and to Rescue Towing for sponsoring Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. You can find more detailed forecast information over at aroundtheozarks.com. I hope you find a way to beat the heat today. Stay cool, and we'll chat again tomorrow.